On Weather Nation this week, we have been getting you ready for the hurricane season, which officially begins today on this Saturday, June 1st. How in the world did we get here already? It feels like the last season just ended, but here we are. Today's topic is prep and safety. I want to bring in Annette Rowland, Red Cross spokesperson here in Birmingham, Alabama. So Annette, thank you so much for your time. And you were telling me moments ago before we came on air, you yourself, you've been through many of these hurricanes, and how are you preparing?
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's so hard to prepare for hurricane season because we can't see the future, right? We don't know what's going to hit us. But I think it's important for people to have a plan in place, and that plan looks different for everybody. So if you have children in your family, or if you have people that have special needs, or even senior citizens, that planning is going to look different. So I try to make it a point to have that conversation with my family. What will we do if there's an evacuation? Or being in Birmingham, if people start to evacuate from the coast and they're coming up towards Birmingham, what does that mean for us? What does that look like for hotels, for traffic? All of that. So having a plan in place, but also making sure that my emergency kit's ready to go. It's highly likely that we will lose power a couple of days this season. So making sure I've got flashlights and fresh batteries and snacks and any medications that might be needed, having those in my emergency kit ready to go.
Now, Annette, I'm a super last minute person. I wait to the last minute to do things, but people really shouldn't be waiting to the last minute to do some of these things because, there might be long lines or a lack of supply. What would be a time to, I mean, right now would be a great time, but how long do you think it would take for people to make a decent preparation for hurricane season?
I love that you made that point because I am very similar. I typically am a procrastinator and I like the thrill of it. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to hurricane and emergency prep, I try to go ahead and make sure that happens. And it could be because I've seen this happen where you hear the storm's coming and people, they put it out of their mind. They've got 5 days out. And all of a sudden we start to see this rapid intensification. And the storm that was a category 1 has now intensified to being a cat 4. And now everyone is scrambling to the hardware stores, scrambling, wherever, trying to get those batteries, trying to get the water, trying to get whatever supplies they need and lumber. And it's very hard to get around. Not only that, the traffic and the congestion, it's just a headache. So if you are one of those procrastinators, like you said, this would be the perfect time to go ahead and get that stuff so you're not scrambling hours before the storm may hit and you're already prepared to go.
So, Annette, is there anything I've missed? Anything else you would like to add today?
Yeah, I think it's important too that for people that are maybe seeing this and saying, oh, I might not be in the path of a storm, I don't have to worry about that. Well, you're the people that we need on the ground. We need volunteers because there have been a record number of disasters year after year, and that continues to grow. So if you can volunteer your time as maybe a shelter worker, if you have a license as a mental health worker or social worker, you can provide some assistance during a disaster. Please sign up now to volunteer, and you can do that easily at redcross.org/volunteer.
All right, Annette, thank you so very much for your time. This is Annette Rowland with the Red Cross, a spokesperson. Thank you so much and have a safe hurricane season.
Thank you. You too.